Hello everyone and welcome back to the online classes of NLK Group of Schools. Today we are here to discuss the poem The Solitary Reaper. This poem is written by William Wordsworth. He is also known as the poet of nature since he has written many beautiful compositions on the nature. His most famous composition consists of the poet Lucy or Daffodils. This poem we are going to study about one of the incidents while he was walking in the areas of Scotland where he comes across a Highland girl who was singing a melodious song. So let's start with the explanation. Behold her single in the field, yon solitary Highland lass, weeping and singing by herself, stop here or gently pass. The poet sees a Highland girl in the field. The girl is reaping the crop and singing to herself. The poet likes the scene so much. He says to the passers-by either to stop there quietly or to pass from there without making the least noise. Next stanza, alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. Over here in this stanza, the narrator says the girl is binding the crops all alone in the field and singing a song. This song is of sad nature, but the poets like it very much and wants everybody to listen to it. The song is also echoing in the valley. Let's talk about stanza 3. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands. In this stanza, students, the poet thinks that even the nightingale, famous for its singing to the tired travellers in the Arabian desert when they take rest at an oasis, cannot sing better than this girl. Means he's comparing the singing of the girl to a nightingale. Let's talk about the next stanza. A voice so thrilling near was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest herbweeds. Over here in the stanza, the singing of the girl is also better and more thrilling than the cuckoo bird, which sings in the spring season and then breaks the silence of the seas among the farthest herbweeds. Next stanza. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive number flows for old unhappy far off things and battled long ago. The poet is unable to understand the language in which the girl is singing. He does not know the theme of the song and wants somebody to tell him the theme. He thinks that the song is about old unhappy incident or some battles in the past. Next stanza. Or is it some more humbly familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been and may be again. Now over here, students, the poet says that the song can also be about some familiar matter related to the life of the girl which may be going on in the current time. The song may also be about some natural sorrow, pain or loss which had happened to her in the recent time. It could be anything. Let's move to the next one. Next stanza. Whatever theme the maiden sang, as if a song could have no ending, I saw her singing at her work and o'er the sickle bending. The poet does not think too much about the theme of the song over here. He is just enjoying the song heartily. He thinks that there is no end to the girl's singing and she'll continue her singing for long. He watches her singing and using the sickle to do her work at the same time in the field. I listened motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. In this stanza, students, the poet says that he listened to the song without making any kind of movement and noise. He still remembered the music of the song which that Highland girl sang. The poet also says that he will always remember her singing. This was all in the poem, dear kids. I hope it is clear. Thank you.